I know that a lot of you just do not like having farming in their cozy games. If anything, farming just makes the game not cozy whatsoever for you, and that's completely fair. So today, I'm gonna show you the best 16 upcoming cozy games with no farming that you can play in 2026 and beyond, many of which you probably never heard of. I adore Wyldeflowers, so the moment that I saw the trailer for Wylde Society and the interesting twist that it's bringing, well, you probably know that I was screaming during that stream when we saw it. Basically, you're gonna play matchmaker, and this is giving Bridgerton but make it cozy, and I became very eager to learn what this game is all about. I feel like this game could be huge, especially since the developers at Studio Drydock have already proven how dedicated they are to their community with the first game, which is Wyldeflowers. In Wylde Society, we're venturing back in time and running our own magical boarding house. We'll be renovating and expanding the house while inviting tenants and making sure they feel welcome during their stay. This means that some guests may come for a season, while others might stay here for a good reason. Damn, I'm rhyming. To make that happen, we're gonna host tea parties, dinners, and grand balls. You get to choose the guest list, the menu, and even the seating plan. And yes, you can contact spirits through seances because this game features magical creatures as well. Everything about this sounds incredible to me. It feels like my cup of tea, and I cannot wait for it. If you love magical tavern management games inspired by Baltic mythology, then have you ever heard of Baltic Folk? You step into the shoes of a young innkeeper, helping your witch grandmother manage, decorate, and expand her cozy traveling tavern, which literally has legs. So you're gonna be navigating the whims of sprites and ancient Baltic gods who visit your establishment, while also managing staff, crafting delightful menus, and making sure that the tavern feels like a welcoming haven for everyone who enters. I feel like games like this are very often fun in the beginning, but sometimes they struggle to keep players engaged for a long term. That said, Tavern Keeper last year did a great job hooking me even in its early access, so if there's enough content and side quests to keep things interesting other than just, oh, here's a tavern, get new decoration, expand it, if there's like a little bit of oomph, this game can go a long way. Now, myself and many of you have been waiting, hoping, praying for a good horse game, and this one seems like it's gonna be just that. The Legend of Khiimori is set in 13th century Mongolia, the homeland of history's greatest horse riders. As you explore this world, you'll train, breed, and bond with horses, making sure their capabilities improve across their generations. Survival plays a major role here, so you'll need to forage and hunt for supplies and materials to prepare food and tonics for your horse. You also need to carefully plan your routes to avoid damaging vulnerable cargo and putting your trusted steed at risk. On top of that, you'll prepare both your horse and your equipment to endure harsh environments and extreme conditions. There also appears to be combat, so you can use your bow, and this allows you to also improve your skills and master the challenges of this open world. This game has so much promise. It got delayed from last year to March of this year, and it's gonna be in early access, and I'll definitely be checking it out. Monsterest is all about managing a monster-friendly inn where your guests are, you guessed it, monsters. So they're gonna visit you every day, and you can change how your inn looks and adjust the rooms to fit each of the guests' preferences. You'll also go hunting, fishing, and walking with your guests, as well as enjoy some cooking along the way. We don't know a lot about this one just yet, but so far, it's definitely caught my attention. If you're like me and you adore cooking games, especially ones with like some fun cooking competitions and stuff like that, I think you're gonna like this one. KuloNiku Bowl Up is gonna be published by Raw Fury, who consistently do a great job picking excellent games. Think Cassette Beasts, but I also think they're the ones who also published Moonstone Island. You'll be pouring, sizzling, slicing, and skewering your meals, adding garnish along the way, because seasoning is key. Guys, being here in the UK, they don't know what seasoning is. And some of your customers are gonna become rivals, others are gonna be allies, and some will even play a part in your story. There also seems to be plenty of minigames to enjoy, along with tools that help you obtain better ingredients. On top of that, you can also personalize your restaurant with new decor, which actually provides gameplay perks to help impress your customers. I love cooking games. I'm very excited for this. The next game is yet another witch-focused title, but this time around, it's set in a tech-forward open world where you're drifting and driving on the back of a motor broom. Crescent County lets you live out a delivery life sim while exploring a beautiful world, racing new friends, and maybe even your crushes. And it's all wrapped up in a cozy slice-of-life experiment. During the day, you play as a courier. You're gonna deliver packages, hunt for scraps, fix ley lines, and help out the locals. And as you earn money, you can upgrade your ride to make it faster or improve how well it glides. Of course, you can also argue, flirt, and date the people you meet along the way because you're playing as Lou, a messy young adult who's still figuring themselves out. I tried the demo at Develop Brighton, and while the game looks beautiful, it gave me motion sickness, and I think developers are gonna have to pay attention to accessibility options, specifically things like field of view, camera sensitivity, and toggling motion blur on and off. Otherwise, I think this game has a lot of potential. This next game lets you step into the shoes of a single widowed father raising his only daughter from childhood all the way through graduation at a magical academy. In Magical Princess, your daughter's life can take many paths, and how she grows up and matures is pretty much entirely your responsibility. You can guide her toward an upright academic career as a top student, you can encourage her to become a mighty warrior, or you can even let her walk a darker path and rise as a demon queen. Every decision matters. You choose whether she takes part-time jobs, goes on dates, or is she gonna end up sneaking out in the night behind your back because you're being not so cozy. The game promises a massive amount of content, including over 170 date scenes, more than 50 endings, and over 30 characters that you're gonna meet along the way. This sounds incredibly fun. I'm playing this day one and I cannot wait. Now, if you're a fan of games like RimWorld and Oxygen Not Included, and you're looking for something new to enjoy, then Adaptory might be a great fit for you. It's set to enter early access on January 26th. So what happens is that after crash landing on a deserted planetoid deep in the uncharted space, your goal is to keep a crew of 4 distinct explorers alive long enough to figure out a way to go back home. The game combines deep physics-based simulation with base building and discovery, and every crew member is unique. The world is procedurally generated, so every run is gonna be very different. And yeah, we said like your main objective is to keep the crew alive, but that also means they need to be happy, they need to be well fed, warm, and healthy. And everyone has their own skills and traits and opinions, and they're gonna make sure to share those opinions about you and themselves and their lives with the other members. So that will naturally mean that they will influence how others interact. You'll also build and expand a shelter while dealing with random events along the way. It's giving me a bit of Fallout Shelter energy, but I'm not sure how customizable the difficulty settings will be. If we can tweak them enough, this can easily be a game that you can enjoy when you want some cozy time. This next one has been on my radar for quite some time, and it's finally coming out sometime in April. It's called Fishbowl, and it's a narrative game about dreams, grief, and hope. You'll be rediscovering memories and finding your way back into the present, and it features a lot of slice-of-life elements, which I love. Even in my RPGs, I love when they have slice of life, so this is right up my alley. So this game is a visual novel, and it's all about becoming an adult and seeing your childhood through a new lens. You'll be navigating feelings of isolation and the heavy responsibilities that come with adulthood. But you're also given an unlikely lifeline in the form of a magical talking fish from this girl's childhood. We experience the daily life of Aloe, the character we play as, and this character also happens to be a video editor. She's gonna need our help to reconnect with her friends, family, and co-workers. The game doesn't have any bad endings, but it does feature different paths, meaning your choices will shape the future. I feel like this is gonna be a beautiful game to unwind with. I've always had a soft spot for games that reflect back on life because life is pretty tough, and when games manage to, mirror that in a meaningful way, I tend to cherish them. I cannot tell you how happy I am that Nintendo is finally giving us a new Tomodachi game. I love this one on the 3DS, so to finally be able to play it on the Switch, yes please. This game has to be one of the most cursed, weird, and completely unserious games out there. You create these Miis, and you're essentially playing a life sim where you help fulfill their requests, but also just let them live their lives and do what they want to do. Every time you log in, something new and chaotic is gonna happen. It's just a whimsical and unhinged game that is honestly hard to explain. Like, you gotta play it yourself to see what I'm talking about. This new entry looks like it's refreshing the visuals while also adding more gameplay loops to make everything even more fun. So yeah, when that game comes out, I'm not walking there, I am running to buy it. If you like 2D games, I've got one that you would probably really enjoy. It's called The Witch's Bakery. You play as a witch baker in Paris who has the power to see into people's hearts and heal their emotions through magic. This is giving a bit of Life is Strange True Colors if you've played that. During the day, Lune manages her bakery and serves customers alongside her group of friends. In the evening, you explore Paris, build relationships, and uncover the city's secrets. Then at night, you rest, improve her magic, and decorate the bakery while spending time in her cozy atelier. The story progresses day by day as you earn experience, money, and fame. And those customers whose emotions you're helping, well, some of them have their feelings locked away so deeply that you actually have to enter their hearts and explore heart palaces. At this point, it's also giving, Persona 5. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna be guiding their personified emotions back to where they belong. I'm so interested in this one, especially since story progression plays such a big role. So I really hope that the main campaign feels meaningful and not too short. A lot of us are hoping for a good new life simulation game, especially with all the shit show that EA and The Sims is going through right now. And this is where Paralives steps in. It got delayed from last year, which I'm happy that the devs did, because apparently, even though it's in early access, it has a lot of bugs that made it unplayable. Now, I still feel like there should be a standard of when games can be rolled into early access. And even if it's early access, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't have any expectations. Yet, the expectations are still super high that some people might forget that it is early access after all. So of course, not all content will be available right away, and the developers will be shaping the game over time based on player feedback. I'm interested in it. I tried playing Inzoi last year, and I don't know, it lost my attention in 5 hours. I've always been a fan of Sims. I've poured thousands and thousands of hours into these games since Sims 1, so I really hope that Paralives is gonna have more depth into it, and I hope that the devs will be able to keep us interested for the long term. Now, if you like choice-heavy stories where you can experience a nearly fully customizable narrative, Our Life Now and Forever is absolutely for you. You and your mom leave behind everything that you've known to move into a new house. And it's nestled in the middle of this tight-knit community. This is where a paper airplane lands at your feet and it leads you to new crossroads. From there, you create your own path as you grow from childhood into adulthood alongside your two closest neighbors. You can fully customize your name, appearance, personality, feelings, and preferences, and even decide how quickly your relationships develop. The demo already has very positive reviews, and it's available to try right now, and the full game will feature partial voice acting as well. So how about playing as a brave mouse in a 3D enchanting world? If that sounds up your alley, well, Hela is just that. You'll explore breathtaking Scandinavian-inspired landscapes, solve puzzles, and be a force for good in a world where heartwarming storytelling and the beauty of nature are going to intertwine. You can play this game with a friend and journey through the world together, or you can experience it solo if you just want to do that. The more you explore, the more story fragments you're gonna uncover, allowing you to slowly weave your own narrative. You'll explore the environment and use various tools to collect resources and interact with the world around you. The game also features realistic physics, so objects behave in natural ways, and this adds an extra layer of immersion to the experience. Overall, I think it looks incredibly cute and cozy, so I'm definitely interested in seeing more of it. So the next game is one that a lot of you have told me you cannot wait for. And even though it's something that I wouldn't typically play, I think it's really interesting and it captured my attention. I'm talking about Lost and Found Co. This is a hidden object adventure set in an immersive, cozy world. I think what really drew me into this is the premise. So you're helping Ducky, a duck turned human who works at Goddess May's company. This is a magical startup dedicated to finding lost items for the town's quirky residents. The entire game feels very heartwarming and whimsical, and I really love the tone of the world. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm eager to play this one. The developers are promising a lot of content in the story campaign, and it sounds like there's gonna be plenty of Easter eggs and surprises and hidden secrets along the way. So I think I'm gonna be streaming this one when it comes out. So what if I told you that you can run a donut shop and the donuts that you make are infused with substances that will alter people's emotions? And in turn, that means they're gonna change your customers' emotions too. Well, you do exactly that in High Times dating/cooking sim. I find it really funny that they called it High Times, but you're gonna choose different flavors, some that give courage, others that cheer people up, and it's up to you to figure out which mood is best suited to help every customer. And if that wasn't enough, your exes are back in town, so you're gonna be navigating complex emotions because closure is not really on the menu. You're gonna have to have these heartfelt conversations, and maybe with the help of a donut or two, this is gonna help out. It's giving coffee talk, but turn it up a notch. And it features English voice acting, which is really cool, and there will be multiple endings, so your choices truly matter. And if you like customizing your main character, you can do so as well. Okay, this is Future Bubbles. Let me show you one more game that I featured before and seems like it might release this year. This is Lou's Lagoon. Your Uncle Lou has vanished and now you're left with his seaplane delivery service. So it's up to you to make sure that the business thrives. You'll collect islands, use your trusty vacuum to explore, harvest resources, craft and deliver items to your customers using your seaplane. And guess what? You can upgrade and customize the seaplane how you want and take on challenges like ring courses, races, or play at your own pace and enjoy the view while making your deliveries. The description sounds up my alley. I've been waiting for it for a while, so I cannot wait to see how it looks like when it releases. And if you're looking for even more games to play, I just ranked all 53 of the cozy and farming games that I played last year, so make sure to check out this video next. Thank you to my YouTube and Patreon bubblies who make videos like this possible, and a shout out goes to The Game Dimension, Jake Logan, Yugoslav, and Stella for going the extra mile. Until next time, stay bubbly!